Shut up, you stupid. Hi, I'm Lady V. And you probably already guessed it, but I'm going to be talking about arguments today. Arguments when it comes to your family, to your friends, to significant others. Okay, they all suck. But to me, they all seem so different and unique, like depending on who you're dealing with. Like, okay, let's start with family arguments. Family arguments always seem to be the loudest and the craziest and the ugliest. And for some reason, they tend to happen anywhere. Like, you could be at Applebee's, and then all of a sudden you start discussing what your brother did to you 5 years ago. What? So that's the thing. Family arguments tend to be very, very passionate because these are the people that you, live with and have dealt with for all your life. And another thing, family arguments are always about, little things, or they tend to be about little things. For example, you can get in an argument with your sibling literally over something like a cupcake. A cupcake! Like, you could have eaten the last cupcake, and then they can, hate your guts, and then, do, a side kick to you, or side punch for eating the cupcake. So, what I like to do, though, in that case, what I think I like to do, but I really don't, is give it space. Sometimes I'll just yell at them for a bazillion years, but I just wish sometimes I would give it space, because if I just gave it space, it'd be so much better. I just go to my room and talk crap about them, and then they go to their room and talk crap about me, and then an hour later I'm just wait, where's that person that I kind of related to and I kind of like, because they're my sister. So yeah, that's what happens. When two other people in your family are fighting, oh, you best to believe you should not be joining that argument. Because, my problem is this. Two people in my family will be fighting, my sister and my brother. And I'm just Super Vicky, here to save the day. And I'm going to end this argument. And then I'm going to end world hunger. And I'm going to create world peace. It doesn't make sense. But at the time, you think that way. You think you're a superhero. And then guess what? Then they're just all shut up, Vicky. And then I get defensive, obviously. And I'm no, you shut up. And then guess what? I just got myself into an argument that I didn't even have anything to do with. I was the one who ate the cupcake that day. So that's my thing. Also, I just get so opinionated because, my family is very involved in each other's lives. We're all up in each other's businesses. So sometimes, we're too opinionated with what the other person is doing. And it's fine to, talk about what you feel, but I feel sometimes, families tend not to bring up things when it's relevant. For example, you can be arguing about, oh, no, I want this for dinner, and then all of a sudden you're well, you know what? I don't like the way you've been twerking on YouTube lately. And then it's whoa. We weren't talking about twerking. And then you start talking about twerking, and then you start twerking. What? So that's my thing. Sometimes that happens. So I try to bring it up when I'm calm now. I try to be more calm. Sometimes you can go get cute stationery and just write it out in a letter. Might be easier. But that's the thing. But sometimes I've learned that you just gotta let it go, man. You gotta let them twerk and be stupid, because you can't control it all. I feel the same way with friends. Sometimes I feel arguments with friends can be so avoided if you just let things go. My thing is, I've learned that you just gotta take things lightly. For example, if your friend was supposed to have dinner with you or lunch, and then they had to cancel last minute, don't go crazy, don't go bananas, even if you know how to spell it now because of that song by Gwen Stefani. It's bananas, bananas. Don't do that, because, sometimes you just gotta take things lightly, because guess what? Friends aren't perfect, and that's my thing. I've learned that no one's perfect. And sometimes I think, with girlfriends, you freak out if something goes wrong because you don't want to tell them and hurt their feelings. Well, just tell them. Like I said, go back and get that cute stationery that you bought when you had an argument with your sister and just tell them. Write it out. Do something. Lastly, arguments with significant others. Those, oh my lord, can just drain you out. And sometimes, from what I've heard from other people, they can get really personal because This is a person you've been telling like all your deepest, darkest secrets. And sometimes people, when they're mad, they're like, ooh, I have all this ammo, I'm gonna use it. And it's messed up. And it just, like, okay, like, you can be arguing with someone about something. And then all of a sudden they're like, well, you know what? At least I didn't wet the bed till I was 10. What now? And you're just like, huh, oh, really? Well, at least I wasn't a fat kid. Oh. And it's just so dumb because, you know, then what's going to happen is if you keep being personal, your boyfriend's going to start telling his deepest, darkest secrets to Cindy, the next door neighbor who just happens to always be washing her car in her bikini. Why? I don't know. But that's what's going to happen. So, I don't know. What I try to do now when I argue with my boyfriend is I try to use I more than you. Like, instead of being like, you think I'm fat and ugly, I'm just like, well, I feel lately like I've been more insecure because of my current weight gain, and I feel like maybe the blah, 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 blah. Just say I feel, you know, or I think this, because he can't argue with that. He can't be like, actually, you don't feel that way. No, he's not going to say that. I'm sure he's going to understand. What I try to do is and this helps actually a lot. I remember, maybe a year or two ago, I had this issue where I felt the need to overanalyze every little thing that happened in my relationship because I was just scared of things going bad, and that turned into constant arguments about things that didn't need to be argued about. So what really helped me was doing this thing where, okay, let's say, for example, my boyfriend's like, hey, what do you want for dinner? At the time, I'm not even joking, I might just be in a bad mood and just in my head be like, so you think I'm fat? Huh. And then I feel like I have to confront him and stuff. But what I do now, instead of being crazy, is I think. I give it a second and I think, and I'm like, wait a minute. Is this something that I really need to bring up? Is this something I really need to start an argument about? And so I give it a second, 5 minutes, sometimes 10, and I kind of just let it sit in the back of my mind. Most of the time, believe it or not, I forget all about it. And if I do remember it, I'm just like, that was crazy. He was just asking me what I wanted for dinner. So yeah, and if it is important, trust me, it comes back up again. And then I think about it again, and I'm just like, oh, this is something that obviously is bothering me, and I gotta bring it up. So yeah, so that's my experiences with arguments. What's yours? Do you guys have any tips on how you argue better? Any arguments you're in right now? Comment below. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to our channel, Miss Lady 3. And remember, Claudia, Lady C, will be posting this Friday, and Lady R actually just posted a video on Monday, and it's awesome. Go watch it. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful week.